George, today at the Marriott, they launched after a long period of time, they launched the survey for the labor force in Guyana. And this will be something ongoing. In this report, you will hear some of the demographics and you will hear of some of the causative factors for the survey. You will also hear Mr. Manifold say that the survey the lack of the survey in the past was not based on funding, but it was based on the desire of the administration.
We see that there are benefits that we can get from this labor force survey. Government and other stakeholders should find it very useful, and I emphasize very critical in making credible judgment to have such statistics. It can serve two major purposes. First, at the level of managing macroeconomic planning, to determine the impact of labor in the generation of wealth in Guyana.
Initially, we had funding total around US $930,000, close to $1 million US from the IDB. So, I mean, that's a lot of money for a small country. Of course, that the initial funding there cater for some basic things like identifying the sample. But afterwards, you were able to take out some of that because having identified the sample, that sample now would run for many years until we have a new census. Here we highlight some of the juicy items, right? For example, we talk about the total population, age 15 and above, residing in Guyana. It's right now, based on the survey, 550,821 persons. We talk about the total employed population, what it is. We talk about the labor force participation rate. Those persons who feel above me actually seeking jobs and are involved in labor force activities. So we have a wealth of information on employment. So I would advise you to get a copy of that bulletin and go through it. There's a lot of very valuable information. And of course, what I want to leave with the media, leave with the public up there is the cooperation that we've gotten, and we really appreciate the cooperation. And I'm hoping that this launch will further inform people that this is for
people come out to university and seem unable to access jobs. How accurate is that based on what you found in the survey?
Well, some things are obvious in that if there is no if investment is not moving at a rapid pace, new businesses are not being created, then there are going to be some issues with jobs. But as you all know, with our future right now, oil, and what oil brings is spill off businesses, hopefully we can expect our graduates, secondary school graduates also, to be in a better position.
Was funding the major reason that you didn't have a consistent survey, or was it a lack of interest?
Well, lack of interest. Our stakeholders, especially those who are providing the funding, will have to prioritize their needs. And so I would say we have to get signals from the users in terms of what is important. So I would think that it's not necessarily a lack of funding, is seeing the importance in it. As a stats office, as professionals, we would want to have a situation that regardless of which government is in power, certain activities go on. Because the labor force survey, of course, would inform the policies of any government in power.
So there you have it, George. The surveys will be conducted further in Guyana based on which administration is in place. Initially, or in this instance, you have received funding from the IDB, you have also received funding from the Guyana government, and the intention is to continue to assess the labor force here in Guyana so that governments can plan better for the development of the country. Back to you, George.